First off, welcome to the Dallas International Film Festival. It's the 10th Dallas International Film Festival. How excited are you to be here?
I'm excited, man, because I've been to Dallas a few times, never for a film festival, and this is my first film I've ever been in. And so it's a unique experience overall, like as far as just the artistic aspect, and then being able to view Dallas from like a different perspective as, you know, an actor, you know, and just getting the treatment of being at the Dallas Film Festival is tight. It's a tight experience overall. It's basically 4 teenage high schoolers kind of stressing about having to pick a field to focus on in high school. And so during the summer, they're like, you know what, forget this. We have to like get out of Cleveland. We got to make it out of Cleveland. And so they end up taking a quick route out, which is selling drugs, get caught up in it, and it just, you know, it's like a coming of age film, and so it kind of like shows the relationships with the boys and how it changes over the process.
And what was the chemistry like on set?
It was amazing, honestly, because meeting the other 3 guys, they're like actors at heart, and so me being the first actor, I felt like I was gonna be like the outcast. Me being a first-time actor. But, you know, they were really welcoming, man, and super organic. We built organically, and they ended up moving me into the spot they were staying at, because I only lived like a few minutes away from where we were shooting most of the time. And so, yeah, they just treated me like one of like their own, and like we just grew as like brothers for real.
And finally, you talk about this as being your first film. Were there nerves? Did you put any pressure on yourself?
Yeah. I mean, I had to. It is a skateboard film, and so there was like the pressure of me never picking up a skateboard before this, and having to learn how to skateboard in 6 days. And like I said, me being a first-time actor amongst, you know, some big names in this film, you know, it's definitely some pressure. But at the same time, you know, I know what I'm here for, and I'm here to serve a purpose. And so I never let it overwhelm me. You know what I'm saying? I just take it a day at a time and just try to live in the moment.
So welcome to the Dallas International Film Festival. How excited are you to be here, the opening of your film, The Land?
I love it, man. I love Dallas. I haven't been here before. I like the energy. I like how excited everyone is to have us here. The fact that they gave us opening night, we're very grateful, man. We like it here. Yeah.
Talk about your character, Patty Cake.
You know, it's such an interesting thing because, you know, you think about something deep to say, and it's like, honestly, I'm just a kid who's dealing with the systemic problems of America. You know, coming up from the hood in Cleveland, loving skateboarding, and then hoping to find something a little better. You know what I mean? And that coming of age and those ideas of, you know, how do you become a real human in this society and not just a rascal of a kid? So that's what Patty Cake's up to. Stephen Cable, the director, had made a tonal reel to get the film financed, and I saw that and it was game over. The decisions he had made with the music, with the editing, with kids who couldn't act at all, I just thought, imagine what he can do with some people who, I mean, in fact, these kids can act, but some of them had never acted before, including Esri, who I have music with in the movie, and it turned out to be something really special, and I'm really proud of it.
And did you give any of the newcomers, as far as acting goes, any advice beyond that? I know you have quite an extensive film career.
Yeah, I did. I helped George out a lot. I mean, George, I'm sure at the end of the day, George will be a lot more successful than me. He's a very talented guy. But, you know, just in terms of the ins and outs of the film business and how they work, and how to hit a mark, because George gets his emotions just right, but how to hit a mark and make sure your lines are going down the right way. We just did a lot of practice. We just helped each other out the best we could.
And finally, do you have any skateboarding background at all, dude?
No, dude, I cut like a strategically cut video of me on the skateboard. 90% of the time I was falling off, so I gave them the 10%, and they were like, oh, he can skateboard, he's got the job, and then I showed up and I couldn't skateboard.
Movie magic, right? The Dallas International Film Festival, it's the 10th too. How excited are you? And your film's the one that kicks it off.
Yeah, I'm stoked. There's a lot of pressure kicking off the film festival, but I believe there's a lot of good films here. But it feels good to be around, Dallas folks who are coming out just to watch and support the film and getting excited about the festival, so I hope we jump it off in the correct way. On the surface, the film is about these 4 boys who come across some drugs and sell it in order to sponsor their dream of skateboarding. But if you take it a step deeper than that, it's about these 4 boys in this tough neighborhood who are trying to get out and trying to escape, and it's a cautionary tale about lost dreams in a society where it's easy to come across. It's a struggle to get out, it's a struggle to follow your dreams when everything around you is built almost in a way for failure. And so we tap into that a lot within the movie, and that's something that's not in the log line and pitch, but at the heart and core of the film, that's what it's about. 4 boys, some skated, some didn't, so we went through that phase. We went through the phases. Some had accents, some didn't, so we went through that. But altogether, I had all the boys stay together in the same home. And so when they came out to Cleveland, Ohio, they stayed in this place in Tremont. And while they were there, they just did constant research through this one kid, Ezzy, who plays Gooby. He taught them the lingo. And while they were there, George, who skateboards, taught the boys how to skate. So they had these skating sessions. But while they were together, they just had this natural chemistry, something I was lightweight jealous of. As soon as they landed, they just started talking. My favorite rapper is this, and da-da-da-da. And they became brothers, and that made it much easier on set when you have these 4 boys who genuinely care about each other. And now you can't separate them at all. Every time we go out to a festival, they're like connected. But all in all, for the first time actors, it was just a matter of being themselves. And that's why they were selected, because I wanted that level of just genuine, authenticity from these actors who, aren't necessarily actors. I want you to feel like you're peeping into some lives, and these boys gave that. It's a homage to my city, but it's a cautionary tale about the society in general and the neighborhoods that these kids grow up in. And I just really wanted to showcase that and have people take a glimpse into what it's like growing up in these bad neighborhoods. So if they could walk away with that, I'm great. If you think twice about the next kid, the next black kid or Latino kid you see, my mission's accomplished.